Right, I think it's working. Was that the notification?
I think it was the notification.
Notification that I'm live. All right, hi guys. In case you're watching this from the start, I'm just still figuring out this Mevo camera thing. I did a test run with it a little while ago, but this is the first time I've actually attempted to use it properly. I'm still a bit like, I don't know, like I've got it on my phone and I've got my laptop and I've got my diary and I've got my coffee. What we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, I just asked if anyone had any business questions and I'm going to go through and answer some of them. There were some really, really good questions asked and I have written notes of things that I'd like to go through and share with you guys about that. So hopefully this is all working fine. We've tested the sound. It was freezing a little bit for some people, but the recording should hopefully be fine. So even if the live stream is a little bit freezy, it should be right to watch. Anyway, so hello. I can see that there's 2 people watching now, so that's exciting. I'll get straight into it because baby's probably going to want another feed by the time I finish this. I'm just making sure that it's working on my computer so I can just see that. If you guys, hey Lauren, yeah, so if I'm looking down, it's because the comments are popping up on my phone. Simon says, hi, cool, all right, I can see that this is working now. So yeah, the camera that I'm using is not my phone, I'm using a Mevo camera. The comments I can actually see on my computer, so I might just keep that open there. So I've just got all of these different friggin' gadgets. And Ree's over there filming behind the scenes stuff as well. So yeah, we've got all the cameras rolling. So let me just find those questions that people asked me before and I will jump into it. And how's everyone else going too? How's your week going? It's Monday. It was meant to be Monday morning by the time I was live here, but now it's midday. Getting used to this having a baby thing. Nothing ever goes at the time that you want it to. Anyway, so Hayley Banks asked the first question, which was about wholesale, which I thought was quite great because she's been selling, I know her business, she makes soy melts and candles and bath bombs and all this kind of stuff that she's actually, you know, handcrafted herself, which is quite cool. And her business has grown exponentially over the last year or however long ago she started it, and she's doing really, really well. She started out just at market stalls and now it's kind of at the point where it's able to grow, and like she's getting wholesale inquiries. People want to kind of buy and stock the products and that kind of thing, which is very cool. So she's asked about, well, basically she just said, wholesale, what are your thoughts? Is it a good business move? How does it all work? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm comfortable in my little market life, but I know I'm needing to venture into new avenues if she wants to keep growing and expanding, which I think is important because yes, you can stay at a market forever, but if you are an entrepreneur that loves growth, and I know Hayley is, then you know you need to keep growing. So, and this is something that I've had a couple of other clients that have actually worked with me and joined my courses that have done the same thing. Taran's one of them. She was just selling her products at markets and now she sells internationally. She did go wholesale and then she decided she didn't want to do that and she just wanted to sell retail. So that's the first thing that I would actually get you to think about, Hayley, is if you are considering going wholesale, are you just considering doing it or thinking about doing it because of money, or is it something that you want to do in your vision, in your goals for your business? So that's the first thing you're going to have to think about. If the vision of being a wholesale product stocked in other stores isn't what you want for your brand, then it may not be the best opportunity to go with. You may just want to go look at selling online in an online store kind of setting, or marketing heavily on social media. And that kind of thing. But what did I write down for you? So basically with wholesale, this is the one of the things that I want to get across, because I've had wholesale product ranges myself that I've sold to other businesses, is that you actually get to set the rules. A lot of people, I think, they look at what other businesses are doing and they think they have to do what other people are doing, whereas they don't. And if I was going to do it again, I would make sure that I don't base things off what other people are doing. And the first thing that I think works really well when you're going wholesale is to offer samples, but not free. I did free samples when I had my things to start with, and you end up just giving away so many and then having to chase people to see if they got it. People don't value free stuff, basically. So if you're going to do a sample, charge for a little sample kit for people to buy to try themselves or try with their team members or whatever. And then you could also set minimum orders too if you want to actually make decent profit off it, because little orders you generally don't make that much on, depending on the profit margins on your products. What else did I have written down here? I know your prices are already really affordable too, so if you were going to do wholesale, I would actually look at not reducing your prices for wholesale. Look at charging what you're already charging and getting them, or the businesses that buy your products to sell in stores, to add a markup to that. So you can choose what you want them to sell it at, or they can choose, but if you take control of the situation, people generally like that more, and it'll make you look a little bit more professional. And I think it's better. Your products are very high quality. You put a lot of care into your branding, into your marketing, into your product creation. So it's better, I think, to be in a higher position in the market and be more expensive rather than trying to be a cheap one. So if you're going to do that, that's what I would look at doing. Can people comment if you're still here and watching? I can see that there's some people there. I just want to know that it's all working. Hi, Adam. Sarah says, oh my god, I love your background. I'm still hating mine. I change mine all the time, Sarah. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to stick with anything. Hey, Larissa. Hey, Patrick. Cool. We'll just finish going through these questions now. So that was the first one for Hayley. The next one is Jenny. And Jenny says, the best ways to obtain and keep new customers, please. So this is something that, God, you could go so many different directions in this. But the way that a business gets customers and keeps them is, well, this is the process that I use and teach. Step 1, advertising. You've got businesses, successful businesses advertise, basically. If you're one of those small, like sometimes when you start out, yes, you don't have much money, you don't have a budget, you've got to do free things. There are plenty of different options for that, but I personally recommend advertising. Now, your advertising, the purpose of that is to generate leads, which is to get inquiries, to get people to take an action, either fill in a form on your website or contact you to ask a question. You can go for direct sales if you're selling a product and try and sell them directly online. It depends what your business model is. I'm actually not sure what Jenny's business model is, so I'm just doing a broad thing on this topic. But you set up ads, you generate leads, inquiries, and then you have your sales process, which is your sales skills, which is designed to actually turn those leads into paying customers. And the sales process is also designed to keep those customers coming back. And I want to make a whole other video on this where I talk about that most people are really friggin' lazy with their sales processes, and they kind of just sit around expecting people to want to buy from them, and then they get pissed off when they don't. You need to learn sales if you want to do good in business. You will need to learn how to convert people into customers, and you need to learn how to maintain and build that relationship to get them coming back and buying more from you. If you kind of just expect people to buy from you without you having to do anything, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. I hate that saying, but it's applicable. But yes, you can do Facebook ads, you can do Google ads, you can do free online classifieds listings, you can post in Facebook groups, there's Facebook Marketplace now, you can make videos, you can do so many things to get customers. My main tip for anyone in business is to invest in education. If you learn marketing and sales skills like I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on my business education over the last years. I'm not just automatically good at this stuff. Read books, take courses, pay coaches, pay mentors, learn stuff that applies to what you want to learn how to do. Get good at marketing and sales, and then you will be able to make money, basically. But if you just sit around hoping and wishing and expecting people to buy from you, you won't. So that's my answer to that one. Stephanie has said, my problem or question, and this seems to be a common theme right now, there's a lot of people going through this kind of overwhelmed, stuck, frustrated kind of thing in business. Stephanie has said, my problem and question is that I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now in my business, a bit stuck. I've kind of realized that I overcomplicate everything and I make everything so big, I end up never starting or never finishing a lot of tasks. She's asked if I have ever personally had this issue, and if I did, hopefully if I did, then what advice can I give? Please help, I'm having a bad day or a bad week. So first of all, yes, I've dealt with this so many times. I just said to Ree before, who's standing right there, I've dealt with it that many times now that it doesn't affect me anymore. You build up a tolerance to things when they happen so many times, where I've had that many friggin' mental breakdowns. I've had that many times where I felt like quitting, where I felt like I don't know what I'm doing. It's a part of business, and once you kind of accept that it is, then you can move past it or get through it. But generally that overwhelmed, overcomplicated feeling, stress, anxiety, feeling stuck is due to a lack of clarity, which means you don't necessarily know exactly what you're doing and why, and you don't have a plan. So if you have this issue, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling like nothing's making sense, the best thing to do is have a break, to stop whatever you're doing, turn off your phone, stop looking at Facebook, stop watching TV, stop distracting yourself, and actually go and focus on what is it that I'm doing. You need to write a list of things that you need to, get your frustrations and thoughts out of your head to start with, and to make some space. And you need to, get clear on exactly what it is that you want right now, and make a plan to follow to accomplish that. If you don't have a plan, what's that saying? Plan to fail. If you fail to plan equals planning to fail, something like that. Also, what I wanted to point out is, if you're not finishing things, one, do you really want them bad enough? Are you just starting things for the sake of starting them, but you don't actually want those things? That's something to think about. Two, are you someone that more so enjoys the initial creative process, but just is not good at following through and finishing things? Because that's just a time management personality type thing. I have that, which is why I like to be the person that comes up with the ideas, starts the creative process, finds out how something works once, gets it right, and then I systemize it and I delegate it to someone else so I can move on to the next thing that I want to create. So sometimes that's just learning to understand who you are and what you enjoy most at. If that can actually be a really powerful creative entrepreneurial skill to have. If you are not good at following through and finishing things, you can find other people who are good at the things that you're not good at and employ them or hire them or outsource things to those people. If you want to build a really big scalable business, that's actually a necessary thing that you need to look at doing. So yes, so that was Stephanie's question. I hope that helped. I'm just going to go up here and see if anyone else has popped any comments in. Why is it focusing on that friggin' map again? This camera thinks there's a face in that thing and it keeps focusing on it. Sorry if that's happening, guys. I think it's doing it again. Any more comments from anybody? Well, is it still working? I think so, hopefully. Olivia said so true. Candace said, I'm on a restraint of trade, which I would like to respect. Can I start again mid-November? I'll get back to that one. I'll keep going. Hi, Natasha. Cool. I can't see all the comments for some reason, but I can see some. So the next question was from Karen. I will bring it up. Where is it? Karen says, how to get the correct interests for your ads or boosted posts on Facebook. I've set mine to be quite specific, but I still aren't getting any bookings. My target age is correct. And then Melissa said she also struggles with that. So what I wanted to point out about this, and this is something that I hate saying this to people, but generally the most common reason why people won't buy things from your ads is because they don't want what you're promoting. They don't want what you're offering. They don't want what you're selling. If people don't want whatever you're promoting, doesn't matter what your settings are or anything like that, you're not going to get any sales. And sometimes if you go straight for the sale, especially if you're targeting people who have no idea who you are, they've never seen your business before, they're not warmed up to you in any way, they're generally not going to buy either, which is why you've got to take people through a little process, like warming them up, getting them to know you, offering them something that to allow them to experience you gradually. It depends what you're selling as well. I'm just going to make this quite broad so that it helps a lot of people. But sometimes what people want isn't to buy your thing straight away. Sometimes what they want might be a price list. Sometimes what they want might be to see a video of how you work. It might be a testimonial from somebody else. It might be a voucher that they can come and try your product or service. It might be a competition to enter. It might be something like that. So, and then what you can do is have a sales process that's based around whatever that initial thing is that you're offering. It could be a free thing to try something to do with you. Once again, yes, that depends on your actual business and what you sell. But you really need to know what people want. Guessing and trying to get people to buy from you straight away, and once again, like just expecting them to, generally doesn't work. You need to do market research. You need to find out what people want. You need to talk to people and ask them what they want, and also think from the customer perspective. This is one of the most powerful things that I'll do anytime I'm promoting or advertising anything, is say, like, what would I want from a new business that I've never heard from before? Like, I'm not probably just going to go and hand them money and make a booking. What do I want to see from them first? What do I want from them first? So it's really important to know who you're talking to. Yes, the targeting is very important, but more importantly is what do those people want and how can I give that to them? And then think long-term business growth too. So sometimes, yes, if you're offering a voucher or a discount or a free thing, that can work long-term for you if you have a good sales process in place to keep that person coming back, because then you can make more money from them in the long run when they come back. That's important to remember, which is your lifetime value of a customer, which I've talked about many, many times before. Very important to focus on that. Once again, I'm just going to refresh this, see if there's any more comments on you guys. It's still focusing on the friggin' map. Oh, that's so annoying. Natasha, if you are to run a Facebook competition, how long do you recommend it runs for? That's totally your choice. You can run it for a month, you can run it for 6 months, you can run it for a week, 2 weeks, whatever you want. I've done several. So, yeah, that's up to you. Facebook. I'll get back to Patrick's in a minute. So that was Karen's question. Oh, there's one more from Olivia, and then I'll have a look at the other ones that you guys have asked. If you have any other questions, just comment and I'll see if I can get to them before baby wants feeding. And
I'm just going to come in and say hi.
yeah, hi Ree. You can sit down if you want to film. Ree's just like going around. Oh yeah, there you are. I can see your shirt. Damn it, where's my post gone? Olivia. Okay. Olivia asked, can you tell us about how you got salons on board stocking your product when I had my range of tanning solutions and range of hair extensions? So yes, I can. Combination of ways. The first thing that I actually did was cold calling, and a lot of people for some reason don't do this, but you can grab a yellow pages still, or you can look up businesses in your area or in Australia or whatever in a certain industry, and you can call them and you can say hi. You know, if you go straight for the kind of sales pitchy kind of thing, like you know, I'm calling from so and so and I'm trying to sell you something, then obviously people aren't going to like it. But if you just want to ask them some questions and find out if they're interested, or send them a sample, that doesn't hurt to do. So that was the first thing that I actually did, because I wanted to find out if people were actually interested in it. And that's free, basically. The other thing that I did was obviously advertise online, but I actually did go out to businesses. I drove there, I talked to people, I actually flew to different cities as well, and went into shopping centres and walked into businesses and introduced myself and did those kinds of things that, once again, a lot of people don't do because they're lazy or they don't think that they can. You can do that. You can be your own sales rep if you can't afford to hire one. Cold calling is probably the best way to start, because you're going to figure out if people are interested or not, and it doesn't cost you very much if you're tight on a budget. Once I figured out what people wanted from me, and this is something that I built up over 3 years too, it's not something that I mean, my wholesale range, once I branded that as micro tape, I grew that to 6 figures in 12 months, or just less than that, with Facebook ads. But I did put in a lot of time prior to that to actually figure out what people wanted, and that kind of thing. So most of the sales came from Facebook. Once I got my ads working well for that, I had one ad that I ran targeting salon owners around the world. I used videos, I used really good quality photos, I shared testimonials, I shared results, I made our customers feel special. So when people would use our product, I would follow up with them and say, hey, what did you think? Have you got a before and after picture? I'll share it on my page, I'll give you a plug. So I kind of built this kind of network around that people wanted to become a part of my brand. And that's one of the biggest things that I teach, is you want people to kind of become a part of your business rather than just buy from it. So my strategy with that was I had one ad running for 12 months that was spending $11 a day on that. And we made like $1,000 a day in sales on average. Like, first of all, it was getting the clients, and then obviously building those relationships and getting them to buy again and again and again. And lots of time talking to clients. So yeah, I invest a lot of time into things. I know I get my vision right first, so I understand what I want from it, and then you have to dedicate yourself to actually making it come to life and do lots of work. So yeah, I spent a lot of time talking to clients. Once the ads came through, I would spend a lot of time on Facebook chatting to people, overcoming their objections, creating new videos and photos, etc. And then when it got to the point where it was really busy, I hired a full-time salesperson to deal with all the emails, to answer all the phone calls, to make phone calls. I kept doing the cold calling, and also to package up and send out the orders, because as business grows, that's an important thing to do. So I hope that helped. I'm just going to put this down now and have a look and see what other questions... Oh, thanks. And see what other questions you guys had, because I saw a couple of new ones pop through just before. Just refresh that. If anyone else has any, just ask them quickly before I wrap up. It's getting sweaty in here now.
It's getting hot.
It's getting hot in here. Take off. No. Not taking off the clothes. New to Facebook advertising. Should I sign into the Facebook Business Manager app? Keep simple. Does the Facebook Business Manager app have more options for tracking and retargeting with the Facebook pixels? Are there any advantages? That confuses me. I'm sorry. I usually recommend either Power Editor or Boosted Posts, depending on what your business is. I don't like the Adverts Manager, but Power Editor is really powerful. But first of all, the most important thing is that you're selling something that people want, and you know who you're selling it to, and you know what it is. So don't worry about the techie stuff until you get that right. Candace, what did you ask before? It's just appeared. No, where did it go? Hi, Carissa. Nicole says hi. Hang on, let me just click on this video, and then I might be able to see the comments, maybe. Notifications. Candace, oh, there it is. I'm on a straight of trade, which I would like to respect. There's a bug, sorry. I can start again mid-November. Would you still start booking and advertising now anyway? Yes, I would. You could say we've got a point. You could even reposition it or word it saying we're actually booked out or unavailable until this date, and then like people would see you as really in demand if you want to be sneaky about it. It's hair extensions and cosmetic tattooing. So yeah, take bookings. Just say a first available appointment is X date. That's what I would do. I wouldn't stop marketing and stop promoting yourself. Oh, I can see myself super close up on the screen now. That's weird. So get used to this camera. Cool. Okay, I think that's all the questions answered. That's exciting. So hopefully this worked well with this camera for the first time using it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to try and do more of these on Mondays, and maybe even get some people in to chat to and interview and that kind of thing, because that's what my intention was for this little studio space. So yes, lovely to be live again for the first time in several weeks after having my baby. Thank you, everybody. I can see that there's some likes and things now.
Do you want Jaden?
And hey,
Do you want Jaden?
do I want Jaden? I was going to show my baby if he's awake, but I don't know if he is. Yeah, see if he is.
I didn't know because I remember you saying.
I did see. I don't know if is he sleeping or awake or whatever. He'll be due for another feed soon. Cool. You guys said thank you. Awesome. Thanks for the love, the likey thingies. I like seeing them. Do you like this camera? Is it working? Is this cool? Like how it's just one camera and it just focuses on me or the background or the other person, and it automatically just changes around and moves. It's quite amazing. It's called a Mevo. I think it was about $500 or something, but I saw someone else using one and I was like, I need that in my life.
He's asleep on Friday.
He's asleep. Okay, that's all right. We can get him in later when he's a bit more playful. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody, and have a really, really great week. And if you have, I'll post another one next Monday or Sunday asking for more questions, and then you can ask some if you have them then, and I'll answer.